You take you far away. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let me know in the comments if, okay. I think, let me see. I have to mute YouTube here. Okay, awesome. Welcome, everyone. Please write us in the comments where you're calling us today, where you're calling from. I know we have the amazing international audience joining us today. People are still joining, but we are coaches, we're accountable, so we're gonna start right on time. I just want to encourage you today to get your notebook, because you're gonna have to keep some amazing notes. We have amazing speakers joining us. The theme is why now is the perfect time to get into coaching. We celebrate International Coaching Week. It was the previous week, and our goal is to create some coaching awareness. I know some of you are already coaches, but trust me, the tools that you're going to hear today from the speakers are really amazing. So keep some notes, and we're going to do our best to send over also the recording. And yes, let's see, we have Jill here. So without further ado, let's start. Yes, please write in the comments where you're joining us from. It would be amazing to know, and you can use the chat during the masterclass and ask any questions you might have. All right. Let me share my screen.
Douka, MBA, Master Certified Coach, is the 3-time #1 best-selling author, 2-time TEDx speaker, who is accredited as one of the 4% MCC credential holders by International Coaching Federation. She is #1 awarded international best-selling author, life coach, awarded business mentor by the European Union, and international workshop leader. She is one of the few Europeans, an official member of Forbes Coaches Council. She has done workshops and presentations in 4 continents. On a more personal note, most people don't know this, but Jill has been through abuse at a very young age, anorexia and bulimia, has been through a very painful miscarriage and divorce. She is the founder of Global Academy of Coaching, which trains high achievers to become the best coaches in the world. She is Greek-Canadian and has trained, coached, and mentored thousands of high-profile clients like politicians, TV stars, athletes in Europe, USA, Asia, and Africa. She is considered to be one of the most acclaimed coaches in Europe by the press, and is one of the first Europeans invited to speak in a TEDx event in Asia and Europe in the same year. Please welcome, with a round of applause, Jill Douka.
Hello, how are you? I'm so excited to be here with you. And it's incredible because we're doing this workshop for International Coaching Week that we're celebrating all over the world. And I just want to tell you that I'm really excited, pumped up, because I just came back from London and New York, where I did some presentations there. Let me see if I can share. Yeah, can you see my screen? Great. It has been 9 days that I've been really on the road, and now I'm so looking forward to being here with you, because we are literally from all over the world. So I see we have a lot of friends from USA. We have a lot of friends from Africa. We have some friends from Asia and tons of friends from Europe. So I'm so excited to be here with you, with Caitlin, with Scott, Emilia, and Eva from New York. So let's just hit it. I want to congratulate you because you're here, which means that you want to take your life to the next level. You want to do something better than you're already doing. And I just want to congratulate you for that. And let's do a small exercise. So let's pull our hands up. Yes, 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 please, please. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great. And go like, well done, because you're here. And this is something that only 5% of the population does, meaning working on taking their lives to the next level, actively taking action in order to take their everyday living and make it better. So I want to invite you, as Eva said, take your favorite notepad, take your favorite pen and take notes, because research has shown that once we write down, we have 80% more possibility of actually integrating the knowledge that we have written. So I really want you to take the best out of the time that we're going to spend together. So I encourage you to write down notes. And let's start with that. What would you like to get with you at the end of the masterclass? You see, Oprah Winfrey does everything with an intention behind. So she wakes up in the morning and sets an intention for the day. She gets into a meeting and sets an intention for the meeting. So I would like us to do the same thing. And it's exactly what we're doing in the coaching sessions. We set the intention from the beginning of the coaching session. So let's do this together. What would you like to get with you at the end of the masterclass? So please write it down in your notes, and then we will write it down also in the chat. Why are we going to write it in the chat? We're going to write it in the chat because once we write it down, then we have much more possibility, as we said, of it actually happening, because we become accountable with ourselves, with the people that are reading it, and for me, with the universe as well. Yeah, 80% of success is showing up. Cool. I love that. Thanks, Caitlin. I'm going to add it in the presentation. Great. Get inspired. Get a fresh wind for the rest of the week. Cool. Some food for thoughts and some food for action. Oh, Gabriela, you're definitely going to get this here. Inspire and be inspired. Oh, yeah, that will definitely happen. I love this, Scott. Great. Great. So what would you like to get with you? Lisa, I would like to get clear. I would like to clear some resistance around starting my coaching business. Oh, Lisa, I really want to support you on this. I'm a new coach, so I'm trying to learn a lot of things to help me start my coaching career. Excellent, Hiba. Yes, let's see how we can support you on that. I would like to attract compatible clients. Yeah, cool. So Caitlin is your person, Natalie. Tips for starting out as a coach and removing the risk. Yes, Suzanne, we're definitely going to work on that. To know more from coaches around the world, like you and the rest of the group, about coaching. Excellent, excellent. Great. So keep it coming, because it's so important to have the accountability. Understanding of the coaching career business for myself. Excellent, Lynn. Yeah, you'll definitely get that. I would like to connect with some other coaches in Africa. Great. So use the tool in the meeting chat. So you can send direct messages, Lisa, if you want. Push to cross the starting line for my coaching career. Yeah, that's very, very important. That's very important, Nana. Excellent. Great. So we started with an intention, inspiration, insight into putting energy into effective areas. Yeah, rather than spinning the wheels. Great, Heather. To get quantitative data of the professional coach's average income on different credential levels. Kate, actually, you're not going to get this in this masterclass, but I would like to invite my team. I don't know if they can do actually this now, but you can check in the ICF website. There are, every 2 years, ICF International Coach Federation is doing exactly this. So they have the incomes from different continents, and it's really, really detailed. So I invite you to go in there and get this information. I refresh on all things coaching. Excellent. Inspiration, motivation, and a drive to move into a certain actionable direction with my coaching practice. Oh, Delilah will definitely have this. So you're in the right place if you have a great life. So write a yes if you have a great life. Let me see how many of you have a great life. Let's see. Yes. Of course you have a great life. You know why? Because you're a high achiever. You are. And yeah, we high achievers in general have a great life And usually most people look at us and they're like, wow, you pretty figured that out. And you're in the right place if you want to be more. So let me know if you want to be more. Tapos, yes, tapos, yes. Do you want to be more? Yes, 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 yes. You want to be more exactly because you're a high achiever, and all high achievers want to be more. And this is our challenge. This is our problem. But on the other side, this is our blessing. And if we work on it in the right way, with the right coaches, with the right, training, we can make this work for us and not against us. So you're in the right place if you feel held back by thoughts, circumstances, or others. Most of the time, no matter how much we have worked on themselves, sometimes we feel this, that we're being held back, okay? And you're in the right place if you want to help others feel inner harmony, enjoy life, and create a career where you support people take their lives to the next level. So please tap a yes if this is true for you, no matter what you do now, okay? Do you want to help others feel inner harmony, enjoy life, and create a career where you support people to take their lives to the next level? Yes, yes. Why? Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So this is why we're here. All of us want this, okay? All of us are in the process of doing this, of really wanting to achieve this. No matter at which level we have already achieved it, there's always more. So let's make this more out of ourselves. So this is me, yeah, Jill Douka. These are some of the beautiful moments throughout my career since 2006, 70 years now. I was blessed to have Jack Canfield as my mentor. In 2007, he supported me. He gave me a sponsorship to actually go from Greece and study for 5 days with him. And ever since, he has been supporting me throughout the years. He has written, I'm featuring a chapter on the success principles of his book, so as a success story. And it's this, through Jack, I have understood the importance of having the best mentors in the world in order to learn from the best. So ever since, I always aim to get trained and to learn by the best people in the world. Here I'm sharing the stage with Brendan Bouchard. I've met 2 times with Steve Forbes, one in Athens and one in New York. And I've written 4 books. 3 of them are #1 bestsellers. One is a #1 Amazon bestseller. And these are some workshops. As you probably heard, I've done 2 TEDx talks in 6 months in Asia and in Europe. I'm the only woman who has achieved that. Here's Tony Robbins, some of the talks, and I've been a regular contributor in Forbes. And in Greece, as I say, you are nothing if you don't speak with the Oprah in TV, which her name is Eleni Menegaki. For most of you guys, I know that this says nothing, but for the Greeks, this is much more important than writing in Forbes. And I've done some pretty good, my part in TV. I'm going to TV now next week again in Cyprus, where we're having the next workshop. These are some of the bestsellers. One of the best moments in my career was when I did a meditation in the House of Commons, where the British have formed their own government. And I did a meditation on how we can get in touch with our own vision at members of the parliament. So that was a big highlight, but nothing is big as my beautiful Joy. Joy is the biggest blessing in my life. She's 7 years old. And my mission is to lead high-end targets through creative flexibility in order to empower people to take action, feel secure, and get the greatest value from their future. So this is my mission. And in Global Academy of Coaching, we're training 1 million high achievers to become the best coaches and leaders in the world. So you are high achievers, and let's see, most of you are coaches already or want to become coaches. And this is what we're doing in Global Academy of Coaching. So this was my life from September 2021 until March 2022. On end of September, my father passed away. On the beginning of December, I got a brutal divorce. And on the end of March, my mother passed away. So all these changes in such small time, and having to take care of my daughter, having to take care of 20 of my partners that were working in Global Academy of Coaching was something that was beyond, that I could handle, actually. And I reached out for a lot of help from people all over the world who had the knowledge, the skills, and abilities to support me. And it was incredible what happened. What happened was that I didn't drop the ball, as they say. And this wasn't my intention, to be honest, but I didn't drop the ball, and I just got into and continued going while I was healing. And of course, I haven't got through all this, the healing process. I think, it will keep going for many, many years, but I kept going. So it was last April, where we had the team meeting. And I said to my team, guys, you just tell me what you want me to talk about. And all of them came back and said, Jill, we want you to talk about how you kept going through all these disasters. Why didn't you stop? Why didn't you have a nervous breakdown? Why didn't you start drinking, taking pills? I don't drink at all alcohol, and I don't get any medication or anything. So I was like, I don't know, how did I do it? I was like, I have to figure it out. How did I really do it? And just want to tell you that if I hadn't gone through coaching and being trained by the best in the world and being able to reach out to them, I don't think that I would be able, to keep things up and really, be here now, to be honest. So this is a part of, a small part of my story, and I really wanted to share it with you because it's very intimate. It has a lot to do with, with a mental, being mentally able to cope with anything that is happening. And I find it very important to share it with you guys so that, you get a part of myself, apart from the beautiful, number one and blah, 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 all these things that I have achieved, which are really cool. And yeah, this is life after. You see that the fumes are still going, but the house is still there. And this is the most important thing. And I think that coaching actually does that to us. So it supports us to actually be able to cope with everything if you're a coach or if you're being coached. And this is a huge blessing. And of course, we're going to get into much more depth, why it's now the perfect time to get into coaching. And I'm so grateful to introduce you to Scott. Scott Masciarelli is a master certified coach, top 4% of all credentialed coaches in the world. He's the founder of Clear Insights Coaching. He supports executives and leaders globally. He's professor at Global Academy of Coaching since 2016. We started actually Global Academy of Coaching together. And he coaches clients to create careers that align with their core values and authentic self. He has written books. He lives in Washington. He travels the world in the best places and really is an explorer, which is something that I really like. And his mantra is to live life with no regrets attitude. So a big round of applause for Scott.
Thank you, Jill. I'm excited to be here. Can you all hear me? Yes?
Yeah.
All right, great. I am excited to be here, and we're going to go to the next slide, right? I'm going to share with you my story on how I got into coaching. And I know many of you are coaches and you're looking to take your coaching business to the next level. So there'll be aspects to this story that are going to be appropriate for you and aspects that are going to be appropriate to those of you that are thinking, would I want to be a coach? Because I did not get into coaching because I wanted to be a coach. I didn't go to coach training because I wanted to be a coach, which is a little unusual, but it is the truth. And I'm going to share to you what was happening for me and to me, which was, as I say, a tap on the shoulder. And it was a tap that started as a tap, but then it soon became like a 2x4 or a board or whatever to the head, because I was in a place where I was burning out. So can I get a sign of hand, show of hands? Anybody feel like you've been in a place at any point in your life when you've been burning out, right? You're saying to yourself, I'm overwhelmed. But what I realized is me burning out, it was never because I had a bad life, and it was never because I didn't like what I was doing. On the contrary, as Jill said, I had a great life. I had a good life. But I always knew that there was something more, and that was that tap on the shoulder. It's like, there's something else that you can do. So I was working overseas. You see the airplane. I was general manager for an international airline. I love aviation. I love traveling. I spent most of my life doing it. I love airplanes and the smell of jet fuel. Loved all of that. But my job description required me to be available 365, 24/7. I didn't love that at all. The only time my cell phone was ever off was when I was on an airplane, which wasn't all that often because I was responsible for 2 airports in the Middle East. I had this dream of what would work look like if it was by appointment only, meaning I set the appointment, not somebody else. And I really had that idea that work by appointment only would be great if I could actually control what was coming to me. And if I could do work that was aligned with my core values. And as Jill read, that's what I help a lot of clients do, a lot of executives, a lot of leaders. You know, we start out in one place, but many of us don't pay attention as we start moving along the career path, how much we're growing, how much we're shifting. And many of us don't ask that question. How aligned is what I'm doing today with who I am today? It may have been, and 20 years before, the airline work for me was very aligned. It became less and less aligned. But I didn't realize that at the point. At that time, what I did know is that I was starting to feel uncomfortable. I felt like I was going through the motions, which was concerning to me. My team never knew it. People around me never knew it because we were winning awards. The stations were being recognized. The team was being recognized. But I always felt a little bit like there's this emptiness inside of me because here I am doing this. Here I am responsible for part of this as well as the team. Why do I not feel so great about this? Like, what's not aligned with me? What's missing? And I felt like a fraud, which was crazy because nobody would ever say that, but that's how I felt inside. So think back to times in your life where you're doing something and everything seems like it's perfect. Everything seems like it's a success. Others would say that you are successful, but you're not feeling it. That's what was happening with me. I wasn't feeling it. I was feeling like a fraud. So, to the next slide, please. I had no choice but to pay attention because that tap on the shoulder was now, like I said, like a 2x4 against the head. And I said to myself, okay, let's play a little game here. I asked myself one question. What is it I love about this work? Not like, not tolerate, and not dislike. There was a lot I disliked, a lot I tolerated, and a lot I loved, but I took the easy piece of it out. I took the part of travel, flying first class, new places, things like that, all the benefits of working for an airline. I took that out of it. And I asked myself, what is the one thing I really love about this work? And the answer surprised me because the answer in many ways had nothing to do with the job of being a general manager. But the answer was conversations with the employees, with my team members. It was the individual conversations and it was the group conversations. And then I sat there and I thought, it's pretty interesting. And I started paying more attention. And this is my challenge to you is pay attention to everything in your life. And if you're already a coach, pay attention to your current coaching business and pay attention to what is coming to you with ease. Pay attention to what is coming to you with extra effort. Because this is the one area of my work that was coming with ease. So much so that I would have vendor employees that were technically my customers, our company's customers, coming to me because they didn't trust their managers. And they'd sit in my office and they would say, Mr. Scott, can I talk to you? I like that, Mr. Scott, by the way. That was pretty cool. And then they would say, well, you can, but it's kind of an awkward scenario here because we're your customer. I don't care. I know you'll understand me. That got me thinking, okay, so there's something about this, that the interaction with people, and I truly loved seeing the team members all thrive. And I love the conversations, even more if they weren't about work. So that's when I joined coach training. And it was in coach training in 2010 where I realized something unusual was happening, that this wasn't going to be some just sit back and learn type of thing. Oh, no. In coach training, I got to be my own first client. It's like each one of you that has been a coach and in coach training, you probably realize it was a lot more than you bargained for, right? I got to learn so much about the skills and techniques of being an effective coach. And remember, I didn't join coach training because I wanted to be a coach. I did this because I wanted to learn something new. I wanted to learn something that was involved with personal and professional development. And I was confident that it would take me somewhere, and I didn't know where. So here's the next thing I want you to remember. Let go of making things happen. Let go of trying to force things to happen, okay? But what was happening for me was, as I was going through coach training, I was finding more surprises. Often I was working late at night, and I would attend a class sometimes at midnight because of where I was located. I would come into the class tired after a full day of work. I'd leave the class energized. I would leave a coaching session with a peer energized. And this got me thinking, uh-oh, I know what's happening here. I mean, I was smart enough to know that something was going on and that I was going to have to make a choice at some point. I also did this. I kept a journal from my very first day of coach training through to the end of it, because I wanted to be sure that what I was learning, what I was feeling, and what I was observing in my life outside of training, and as a result of learning to be a coach, was all coming together. And I knew that I would get some great answers there. At this point now, the company offered an opportunity to leave, and I had to make a choice. Now, I could have played it safe, or I could have faced fear. False evidence appearing real, face evidence and run, face everything and run, whatever you want fear to mean to you. Everybody around me, all the input around me, from my managers, the directors, the VPs, my team members, friends, family, everybody was saying, you can't leave. Like, this is what you always wanted to do. And it's true, I was the kid standing behind the fence at the airport. I should have put that picture in there. The kid standing behind the fence at the airport watching the planes take off when I was like 10 years old. You always wanted to do this. I did. Wanted, past tense. Present tense, I still loved parts of it, but I had outgrown it, right? And that's what happens with a lot of us. We outgrow things in our lives, personally and professionally. It's kind of like going into the store and picking out some clothing and then going in and thinking that you're one size, maybe smaller than you are. It fits a little bit too tight. It's not comfortable. That's how this work was for me anymore. It was no longer comfortable. I could have played it safe, but I didn't. I said no to a promotion. I left corporate after almost 25 years. I walked away from not just a job, but a lifestyle. And to go along with my no regrets mantra of living life, 11 years later, have never, ever had a single regret. Before we go to the next slide, I want to tell you how I did that, because this is what's the important thing for you to remember, for all of you to remember. You have the answers within. As coaches, we know that. As coaches, we'll say, trust the process. I trusted the process. I was even surprising myself that I was trusting the process. What I did was I would quiet everything around me, because I had a lot of input, personal, professional input around me telling me not to go. I had a promotion opportunity in Europe, a very attractive promotion opportunity. I had everybody saying, you can do this, you can do this, we want you to do this. None of it felt right. And this is the important thing, to always trust your feelings. Whether you're in a coaching business right now and you're looking at what you're going to do next, trust what feels right. Because when I would get into meditation and focus on staying with the company, great company, it felt like everything around me was constricting, right? Just getting tight. It didn't feel good. When I would get into a meditation and envision leaving and trying something new, and it may not even have been starting a coaching practice, because at that point, I still didn't know exactly what I was going to do next. Everything felt like, I can do this. It's an opportunity. It's an experience. It's an adventure. This is your chance, right? Your chance is to step out and to learn what it is you can do. Go to the next slide. It's time to prioritize you, because many times we may put ourselves down on that to-do list. Put yourself at the top of the to-do list. Find the greatness that exists inside of you. Prioritize yourself. One of the best ways to do this is to book a strategy call and learn about becoming a coach. Embrace the learning and invite the transformation. I tell everybody, coaching is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today. I love it. Becoming a coach only happened because coach training coached me right out of my job. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't start coach training to be a coach, but it became so energizing, so enlivening, So it was such an amazing opportunity that I just enjoyed it step by step, but I didn't get stuck on how am I going to make this all happen? I trusted the process. And more importantly, I trusted the feelings as I was going through the journey of coach training and setting up my coaching practice. Was it a straight line up? Absolutely not. Similar to Jill, I had situations happening in my life that weren't pleasant situations, but coaching truly did, and I love how you mentioned that, Jill, create that foundation so that no matter what is going on around me, I feel much better, more centered, and better able to meet any challenges head on and know that I'm coming out of it with the resourcefulness that I have within me, just as each one of you will have. So book your strategy session with Global Academy of Coaching and learn what it would be like to take your life to the next level. Thank you.
Scott, thank you. You're amazing. It's such a blessing to be doing this masterclass with you. So Scott is one of the professors in Global Academy of Coaching and a very, very dear friend. And without further ado, let me go now to introduce you to my dear friend, Caitlin. Caitlin, who's the expert at building 7-figure coaching businesses. Yes, I can definitely call her my friend. I can also call her my mentor in a way. And after studying at Oxford University, Caitlin went to get her master's degree in business administration. So she got her MBA. Her company, Virtual Coaching Sales, has generated over 10 million, built and managed sales teams for numerous coaching industry leaders like Deepak Chopra, Ali Brown, Mastin Kipp, Fabienne Fredrickson, and more. She's published several books and has been invited to speak at Harvard University on the topic of entrepreneurship. And she has launched the amazing Ecstatic Business, a coaching program designed to turn light workers and world changers, so coaches, by giving them the tools and mindset they need to grow a profitable business of impact. So Caitlin, I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. Welcome, everybody. It is so good to see so many of your faces from all over the world joining at so many different times of the day. And yes, I absolutely love the coaching industry. So I sort of fell into it by accident after I had already spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours trying to figure out how to be an entrepreneur. So I started, my story was, well, I really want to be at home with my kids. When I married my husband, I became a stay-at-home stepmom. I knew that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but I also wanted to contribute to my family and to the world. And so I tried everything and it all fell completely flat until I hired a coach. And so hiring a business coach was what allowed me to harness my passion and turn it into a profession. Ironically, not as a coach. For the first 10 years of my business building, I was building other coaches' businesses for them. And it's only been in the last year that I finally started coaching individuals myself and launched my own business school for coaches, which I offer in partnership with Jill Douka. So I'm so glad that we get to be here today. And I'm going to try and pack as much as I can into the next 20 minutes. And I really want to focus on, practically speaking, what do you need to turn your passion for coaching into a sustainable career? The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to strongly encourage you to get a coaching certification. I'm here today because I believe that Jill is the best in the industry and she gives you exactly what you need at the lowest price that I have found in the industry. And I know that because I keep encouraging her to raise her rates. And I want to point out that legally you don't need a coaching certification to claim to be a coach, to go out there and start coaching for other people. But the truth is that you do need what a coaching certification represents. You need the training. The skills that go into being a coach are very different than just listening empathetically, asking good questions and encouraging your friends, which if you have been finding yourself that your friends come to you for advice, there's a good chance that you're going to be fabulous as a coach. That's a really good sign. But we need to make sure that you have the structure and the tools. The second thing that a coaching certification is going to give you is the skills development. So every coaching certification requires that you do numerous hours of coaching and receive numerous hours of being coach, observing and being observed. And this experience is necessary for you to show up as the professional on your coaching calls, no matter what your client throws at you. Because trust me, there's going to be a lot of trauma and hard things that come up, and we need you to not get triggered, and we need you to stay a professional coach as you're doing that work. The last thing is that it really makes sure, well, it's not the last thing, but it really gives you a chance to master these principles personally. As Scott was pointing out, right? You need to do the work before you can, on yourself, before you can do the work for others. And all of this really gives you confidence. You need to know that you can change somebody else's life, which takes me to the next thing that you need, which is conviction. So I am not going to sugarcoat this. Building a business from scratch is hard, especially if you have someone telling you, if you've had somebody telling you what to do and how to do it your whole life. Most of us start in school, we're given an assignment and we're given a grade. Then we move into work and they give us assignments and they give us grades, right? And it's going to be really hard to start asking people for money, because there is nothing that your ego hates worse than rejection. It literally associates rejection with death, because, you know, being kicked out of your tribe when you were a cave person meant you died. So your ego is going to have to work really hard to try and keep you exactly where you are, doing exactly what you've been doing, because it feels safer than stepping out of that comfort zone and doing something that feels really scary. So as you move into entrepreneurship, in order to overcome the fear and the procrastination that inevitably results, you need to be absolutely convinced that sales is an act of love and service. Your mission must be bigger than your fear. And then the last thing, and perhaps most importantly, you guys are going to need a community. Building a business is not only hard, it's also extremely lonely. Usually the people who love us the most are the ones who try the hardest to talk us out of becoming entrepreneurs because they want us to be safe. They're like our ego, right? Safety, that is the goal, right? If we think about Maslow's hierarchy of need, physical safety, psychological safety, these are the base ones, right? So it's really hard for people who are still trying to establish those bottom tiers of their own mental pyramid to encourage you to step higher into enlightenment and actualization. So I really loved what Scott was saying about fear, and you can play safe or you can step into fulfillment. Michael Haig is a storyteller, and he says you can be safe and unfulfilled, or you can live fully and scared shitless. And I really love that quote, because it's easiest to step out of our comfort zone when we are surrounded by people who are going through exactly the same thing. When you are surrounded by other people who are choosing to live fulfilled and scared shitless lives, right? It's going to get easier. It's going to be a little less scary because it's normalizing that experience. I want you to be surrounded by people who see a bigger vision for you than you can see for yourself. And part of being in community is mentorship. Most people think that education is expensive, but I guarantee that it is not as expensive as trying to figure this out on your own. So you need a coach who can show you the shortcuts and hold you accountable to taking action. That community is critical. Now, very practically, for those of you who are considering making the jump into coaching, let's talk about what that entails financially. When my clients come to work with me, we start with their sales goal calculator, and we write out what do you need on a monthly or annual basis, and we reverse engineer their offers, and we give them targets so they know exactly how many leads they need to generate to close how many deals in order for them to get their monthly revenue established, their cash flow. That cash flow is critical. And depending on what situation you're in, I'm going to highly encourage you, if you don't have a secondary revenue stream in your partnership. So for example, I had my husband who kept his full-time job while I built my company. If you don't have that, then I highly recommend that you have at least 6 months of your life expenses banked as a savings account before you make that transition, because it's going to take you 3 to 6 months working full time to get that cash flow established. Now, if you are already in a position and you're going through your coaching certification or you're starting your career, there are some really easy ways that you can just start having conversations with people. In August, we're going to be doing our next 10,000 in 30-day challenge with Jill. And it's designed to help coaches just start conversations, send out invitations to have a free coaching session and experience it. And then we give you guys a script to just walk you through a very easy sales conversation. So don't think that you need a huge list. You don't need to have a huge following. You don't need to have a lot of content created. You don't need to pay money for ads. There are some really fantastic and simple and cheap ways that you can activate your warm network and start building your reputation, getting some case studies and testimonials, getting people to send you referrals. You just need to get clear on, this is what I do. Let people experience it, right? We're selling something that's intangible. They can't see it, smell it, taste it. So it's hard for them to wrap their brains around it. So usually they need to experience you as a coach once before they can even decide if they want to go on to do more coaching. And certainly before they would start referring you to their friends and family. So if you're just getting started, that's going to be my recommendation. It's just give away 10 free sessions. And at the end of the session, say, how was that? Would you like to continue working together? Super easy. And I really want you to start building that muscle, learning how to sell people into your program, give incredible value, and receive that value back financially. Okay. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on how do we make this completely replace your full-time income. So let's assume that you need $100,000 a year here in the United States. That's not an unreasonable goal. So you want to make $100,000 in your coaching practice. There's a couple of ways that we can do this. You can either have 10 clients who each pay you $10,000, or you could have 20 clients who pay you $5,000, or you could have 100 clients who each pay you $1,000 each. Who wants to guess which is the hardest of these three options? Do you think it's harder to sell 10 people into a $10,000 program or harder to sell 100 people into a $1,000 program? I'm curious what you guys think. You can drop it in the chat. Okay. 100 people is harder. Yes, absolutely. So what a lot of people of my new coaches, when they're just getting started, they have their own money blocks. They have their own fears. Who's going to pay for this? Who's going to do this work? I would never invest $10,000, right? So we come and we start because it's our area of brilliance, right? We know how to do this. We would do it for free. We love it so much. And it turns out it's actually not much harder to sell a $10,000 package than a $1,000 package, but it is much harder to sell 90 more people than just 10, right? So as we go to the next slide, I'm going to give you a homework assignment. I would love for each of you guys to outline your $10,000 coaching package. And the way that we do this is we have a 10X rule. So the 10X rule is you have to provide 10 times as much value as you charge. So if you're going to create a $10,000 package, you have to create $100,000 worth of value. Now, that might seem like a stretch, but I want you to recognize that there's lots of different ways that we can value the work that we're doing. And keep in mind that money is only a metaphor for value. So we do not hold on to money for money's sake. We hold on to money because money means something. Money means freedom. Money means significance. Money means security, right? So once we understand what our clients think of when they think of money, then we can show them that this amount of money, which is just a placeholder for value, it's just a metaphor, it will actually get them 10 times as much of this thing that they really want. More freedom, more significance, more security, more joy, right? Then it's very easy for us to make our value proposition. So I want you to be clear that what you are selling is not you. You are not selling you. You are not selling your time. You are not even selling coaching services. You are only ever selling one thing. You are selling results. That's it. So I want you guys, your homework is going to be talking about the results that you can create for somebody else. And I want you to write this out as a before and after story. Now, it might be an actual story of somebody that you've worked with, or it might be a theoretical one of who you think you would like to work with. It might be your own story if you've been going through life coaching and it has changed your life. But I want you to start with the before. Now, when it comes to life coaching, usually somebody's before sounds like, I was disconnected, overwhelmed, people-pleasing, depressed. I was thinking of leaving my marriage. I was contemplating suicide, right? And then after is, I'm in touch with my truth. I'm now setting personal boundaries. I'm making time for myself and self-care. I'm feeling good in my body again. I am healthier than I've ever been before. I am more in love with life, with my husband, with my calling than I have ever been before, right? So you tell me, is that worth $10,000? Right? And if it isn't, what else could possibly be worth $10,000? What is the point of being rich if you're miserable, right? What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? So the thing is, if more joy, more connection, more peace, more creativity and flow, more personal freedom, more fulfillment, if that is worth it, why the heck aren't you out there selling it as if your life depends on it? Because somebody else's life does. I want you to hear this very clearly. If you are a life coach, you have a moral obligation to get out of your comfort zone, go to the people who need you, find them, don't expect them to come to you because they can't. They don't know you exist. They don't know that hope is a reality. If sales is your act of love and service, marketing is your divine beacon of hope to the world. You need to get yourself out there. I don't know if I'm allowed to use expletives on Jill's webinar, but you need to get yourself out there in a much bigger way. You need to shine because it's what the world needs. You do not have the luxury of playing small and staying quiet. You need to stand up and fight for the people who can't fight for themselves. All right? So ask yourself, am I willing to step out of my comfort zone to save my fellow humans? If the answer is yes, then you are ready to become a coach. Thanks, Chip.
Incredible. Yes, Caitlin, go, go, go. I'm going to cut this part and I'm going to share it with all the coaches. And now I'm so grateful because we have on board Emilia. Emilia has been a Global Academy of Coaching graduate, apart from millions of other things that she has done. We were together in London some days ago. And Emilia, shoot it. Are you there? No.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And I would like also to share my story, following also what, and it fits quite nicely. I was thinking, listening to Scott and then listening to Caitlin. For some reason, I feel that my story will continue to evolve what we have been learning and listening the last 1 hour. Actually, my story right now, what I'm doing is I am a marketing and business consultant, and I'm also working with Jill Douka in Global Academy of Coaching, being a professor there. And my story is I was executive and marketing executive in Fortune 500 company the last 15 years, when first time in my life, I felt what also Scott felt, the burnout. Feeling the burnout when you are working and serving is something that I couldn't handle or manage. And to be honest, I didn't believe that. I believe that I am like, how can I say, like so strong, so powerful, like I don't get sick, my mind is in perfect health, I am perfect and I do everything very well. And I thought that I was like, how can I say, no scratches. Then when the burnout came and knocked my door, it was something, a shock for me, because actually I couldn't talk. Like the type that the burnout I faced after a lot of promotions and pressures at work, apparently, it was that I was thinking something and I couldn't say it. I couldn't connect. Like I was going up to have a presentation and I could not even speak. At some point, my company, this happened like 7 to 8 years ago, and the companies and the world back then was not so sensitive when it was coming to mental health. So it was something, okay, Emily was tired, that I couldn't perform, that I was not good enough for the company. So at some point, I was fired. I was trying to explain to the company what's going on with the overall environment, but they were not listening to me. To say that after 7 years, this same company started coaching and mental health programs to their employees, but it felt that I was one of the first victims that got all this pressure. So after this firing, I decided that I needed to take a break. I took a sabbatical, I did some yoga and meditation, and then I felt after a year that I was good enough to go back to the business world. I worked for 1 year, and then boom, again, I had a second burnout. So I realized that yoga, meditation, and taking a break was not enough. I was thinking that I might miss something. There are other things that I haven't discovered yet that I need to see and search and learn. And actually learning is a part of my nature, because I'm coming also from a family where my both parents are professors in universities, and I've studied myself in some biggest universities around the world, in Greece, in London Business School, in IMD in Lausanne. So I was thinking, is it anything that I don't know? What else I don't know? Because as I'm also Greek, and according to our, philosophers, it's something like, learning is one thing you are sure that you don't know everything, and there is something always to know. There is always something new to learn. So I was thinking, what's the new thing that life teaches me here? Twice burnout. And then this is when I start becoming more sensitive with the information that I'm receiving. And this is when coaching and Douka came into my path. I have started reading few books and watching things on the YouTubes, and doing some on and off watching, online things, as you do right now. But one thing I realized through all this process, reading about coaching only or watching about coaching is like watching a gym, a video with gym, with exercises, and not actually doing it. So actually, you need to do it. So, for example, reading about coaching is like reading a diet. It's okay, thank you. You read the diet. Actually, now you need to do it, and you need to do it daily. So this is when I realized that, okay, watching some motivational YouTubes, watching some motivational videos, it's not enough. You need to do that, and you need to be committed on a daily basis. You need to invest, sorry to say that, but you need to start investing in things, and you need to start thinking differently actually about where you want to spend your money. I'm a lot about, for example, cosmetics and shoppings and everything. And then I start realizing how I can rebalance on these and investing my money to me, not exactly with cosmetics, but other things that will keep me also young and healthy. And this is where I want to connect the dots right now when it comes to what I loved about coaching and why I am also became a coach. It didn't start from me wanting to be a coach just after the school, since I studied in Global Academy of Coaching. Then I realized that I have this unique gift, and it confirmed the gift that I have. And I didn't want to believe that I'm actually here to support people, and I'm here to serve people. And this is something that grows me and also gives me a lot of joy, is about the mental health. Actually, 90% of the people over 65 face health challenges. I would even say even earlier. And what I've discovered through the coaching was for me something that could orchestrate the rest of the actions that I was doing in my life. It was like the maestro of the orchestra. So through coaching, I managed to balance my health. I saw things more holistically. I learned more about myself, see what other trainings perhaps I needed to become again back to the action and becoming again a very competitive professional in the parts that I was doing. And also something important, I'm 45, and for example, I've never take medicines related either with my sleep. So in this world where everybody talks about struggling of getting to bed and struggling to get to sleep, yes, I'm telling you, me through coaching as an orchestra and then learning more about myself, I've never taken anything to get to bed. I never get anything to get sleep. I'm never getting any medication of having my mood more relaxed or anything else. I don't smoke. I might drink wine socially once a while, and that's pretty much it. So I would definitely invite you to get more about coaching, invest in coaching, invest in yourself first, because should you are here, I think you to listen to this as a message that comes to you. As Caitlin said, you don't have the luxury not to deliver back to the world. The world needs you, and you are not here by chance or by luck. You are here for a reason. And also today you are here for a reason. So I would like also to invite you to write in the chat, what can you do to feel more healthy today? So please take some time, and you can also write what you can do to feel more healthy today. I want you to know also that health is something really, really simple. In a way, people, they say, for example, I will go to the gym, and they feel that is one action. So they underestimate the action. Actually, going to the gym is not just one decision. There are many decisions that you need to go under it. So it's actually choosing the gym, get the first sock, and then the second sock, and then, wear the shoes and just go to the gym. So at the end of the day, feeling healthy comes down to very simple daily things that you can do also for yourself. And excellent. I can read here some comments like sleep early as possible to beat the jet lag. Yes, Jill. So please feel free to write and commit to what you could do, like one small action that you could do today to feel more healthy. And actually, you can share it. We say in the slide, share it, the person next to you. We are all next to you. So feel free to share this in the chat. And connect with my loved ones. Excellent. Yeah. Health at the end of the day is a holistic thing. It's not about one thing. It's about a lot of things. That's a beautiful comment. Excellent. So that's it from my side. I hope you were inspired by my presentation. I invite you also to book a complimentary strategic coaching session that you will see here. And now I'm giving back the speech to Eva and Jill.
And I'm so excited. Emilia, you were amazing. I don't know, Emilia, are you back in Athens? You get, okay, cool. I'm back too. So you're amazing. Your story is always inspiring. So Emilia was one of the first graduates in Global Academy of Coaching, and is now a professor in Global Academy of Coaching. And it's just, it's amazing for me to share this experience with my students, my graduates, and now becoming partners. We were together in London at the Creative Women Conference. We had an amazing time. And now I'm going to introduce you to Eva. Eva is also one of the first students who graduated Global Academy of Coaching. She's an ACC by International Coach Federation and currently working towards her PCC. She has a business administration in political science and history, diploma in business manager, and she currently lives in New York and is a professor in Global Academy of Coaching and also operations manager from New York. So Eva, inspire us with your story.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you, everybody that has talked so far. We are so inspired from your stories and the amazing tools you have shared. Just write a 1 in the comments, in the chat box, if you had some amazing tools today, if you heard some amazing tools. I did for sure. I'm going to write a 1. So my story is, it starts actually, it's a very similar to Scott and Emilia's story. I didn't get into coaching to be actually a coach. I got into coaching to find out my strengths, to find out what am I good at, to find out actually why am I here. So today I'm going to talk to you about a dream. Let me know in the comments, type one if you have a dream and you haven't yet set an intention or got yourself out there to actually do it. Amazon is at the front door, but we continue. So nothing can stop us. So I had a dream. So I was working to corporate. I was working as a manager for almost 15 years in different companies. And one of the things I did notice, as Scott mentioned, I checked in with myself, was that I really loved communicating with people. So I knew that that was my strength, like communication with people. People used to come sharing their challenges at work or having a beautiful conversations. I love doing that. I also love my work. It was like a very creative work. I'm a creative person. I liked going to work. I was waking up at 5 a.m. every day to go to work. So it was something I was good at, and my feedback was very good. So I can relate to you. Like if you're doing something right now that you're very good at, you might be excellent at, but there is maybe there is a voice inside of you that says, I can do more than that. I can give more out there. There is something more for me. So let me know if you have this little voice, because I had this voice that was 10 years ago. I heard this voice and getting louder and louder and telling me that there is something more out there. One of the things I always wanted to do is to live abroad, travel the world, and experience people, cultures, but not only as a tourist, but actually, have new experiences with different cultures and different people. So I was a girl with a dream, and I can tell you one of my dreams is really inspired from my mom and my sister. My mom passed away when she was 44, and she had a dream of doing her own, working as an entrepreneur, having her own practice as a French instructor. But she never accomplished this dream because she was working at the 9-to-5 job for getting like the minimum pay, like something very small, that all her salary used to go for our education for me and my sister. So my mom was my role model, because she got all this education for herself, but she in her way she passed it to us. And she really encouraged me and my sister to go after our dreams and what we want to achieve in this world, in this time that we have here. And as a mom not being able to achieve her own dreams. So she is one of my biggest inspirations. And then it's my sister. So I have two women in my generation that my sister also, she passed away recently, 3 years ago, at the age of 41, also not accomplishing not stepping into her full potential, because, I know her, she's my sister. I'm very, really fortunate to have her in my life for all these years. And I saw her being staying in this voice that says, you can do more, you can do more. But sometimes we need support. We need to reach out to our community. We need to reach out to people. We need to reach out and say, I want a coach. I want a mentor. I want to study for myself. I want to take a trip, have some me time, because we're constantly bombarded with all this information, with social media, with every time we pick up our phone, we get into judgment. So, sometimes it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, you know what, I need a break from everything and check in with myself. So my invitation to you today is, after I know you got some amazing information from this masterclass, I would invite you to take some time, check in with yourself tonight or today, whatever time zone you are, and write down, what is one dream that I want to accomplish? What is one dream I want to do and I haven't took the time to think about it? Just one thing, and write down one thing you could do today or in the next days as a baby step for this dream. So this is what coaching did for me. Is like it allowed me right now to live in joy and love every day and be very, very grateful. Every morning I wake up and I take a breath and I'm alive, and I get to coach, I get to support student coaches to create their businesses, or my coaches to achieve their personal goals, create the life that we want. I get to manifest what I want, because those of you that are already coaches, you know that 90% is mindset and like 10% is knowledge and skills. So if you have this coaching mindset, that is actually, I can do anything that comes to me, whatever obstacle, money issues, I don't know, like people issues, whatever comes in your way, you know that you have the ability to deal with it and go on your own path. This is, for me, that's the most important thing that coaching gives you, this mentality that you can take over the world, like you can do anything, you can deal with anything, and you can actually create your life with your own terms. Because it's true, we are born in love, we are born as a representation, we are 1 in 4 billion, only our existence, so we are just a miracle, just to be here. So imagine what you can do when you step in this mentality, accepting all emotions, like, of course, like having to deal with very hard situations since I was 14. Like I told you, like I lost my mom. My mom transitioned. Of course, everything. It was a huge loss in my life. But through getting training, getting personal development, and doing all this work with myself, I really all this work really supported me in being here and actually accepting all emotions, because there isn't a good or bad emotion. Everything is just acceptance and checking in with yourself. And of course, having the ability to do something to help people and actually getting paid. I think coaching is one, maybe, okay, there are other professions out there, but really coaching, as Caitlin said, because you don't have to be accredited from some organization to go out there and coach people. But of course, it's like, for me, it's like you are holding people's dreams in your hands, and you have the power to actually give these dreams to the people. And of course, they have to do the work to go to where they want to go. But this is huge, guys. Like when you have this ability to be a space, to give space to people to go out there and achieve their dreams, or maybe just a little push or a pull to go to their own way, that's amazing. And getting paid for it, that's even like for me, nothing can beat that. And of course, I'm always in as a coach. You will see whoever of you that are ICF members or will become, you know that ICF tells us never stop learning, keep in a constant curiosity mindset, because it's an ongoing process. We never said, as Emilia said, we know that we don't know anything, so we have a constant curiosity and we want to learn more, check in with ourselves and be the best, in our best to support other people to take their lives to the next level. So that's some of the skills that coaching told me. As Jill mentioned, I currently live in New York almost the last 2 years. So coaching helped me to actually achieve my dreams, and I'm in the process of creating my dreams. It never ends. And so I came from Athens. It's a city, the capital city in Greece. And I found myself, I want to show you, this is a picture on the left with Tony Robbins doing online masterclass. Back in the days in 2016, it wasn't so popular, but I was watching Tony. I think it was a Facebook Live. I was watching him on my broken laptop because I didn't have the money to buy a new laptop. So I had my screen taped on the window. So my screen was holding by a tape on the window, and I was watching him, and I was envisioning that I'm going to be there, I'm going to be live, I'm going to participate in his workshop. And like I think it was like 6 months later, on November 2016, it was my first trip to US, and I was live in Tony Robbins' UPW event. And then next year, I got to be one of his team members in supporting other people in these events. So I just want to share this with you, that whatever you can dream, you can actually achieve it. And of course, I know that being an entrepreneur or a business owner, it's not from everyone. It's okay to have your job, your work, and be completely fulfilled with that. But if you want to, go through this path, entrepreneurship and building your own coaching business, for me, it means that you are actually going to live financially and operationally, as Scott mentioned. You choose your own working hours, you choose your own clients. It's a life with your own terms, and we are really looking forward in supporting you in doing that. So what will be different in your life once you become a leader and you're surrounded with other leaders? Everything. For me, that's everything, because that's what makes actually the difference of going to the next level. Like wherever you are at this point of your life right now, having the network of people and the mentors that going to support you to be at point B, that makes the biggest difference. The network of people you're surrounded with, and the mentors you're surrounded with. And of course, you have to do some work, okay? It's not a magic work. You have to do the work. You have to go to the gym, as Emilia said. You actually have to do the push-ups, but you're going to receive the outcome. Yes, so let me know. Do you want to commit to be the best version of yourself? Please write in the chat. Let me see. Yes, I say yes. I say yes, Lee. Yeah, yes. Heather, amazing. Yes, Emilia, amazing. So our invitation today is to talk more, to know more about you, and learn more about you and your goals and your dreams, and what you want to achieve. What do you see your future self doing? Or even if you're a coach, what's your next level? Okay, and Jill, let me stop my share screen.
Back to me. Thank you so much, Eva. It was truly inspiring what you shared. So we invite you to book your complimentary strategic coaching session if you want to learn more about Global Academy of Coaching and what we do. And I want to share with you what the big problem is today and why coaching can support us really take our lives to the next level. So the past 17 years, I've been looking and observing and observing and observing, and it actually took me 17 years to realize the big problem. The big problem is that we're trained to believe that a job is a job. And let me clarify, what exactly do I mean? The universe does not allow us anymore to have a job. Okay? The universe is pushing every single one of us towards living our mission. So having a job is not enough. And all of you that are here today feel this to the core. Tap a yes if you feel that it's vital that you start living on your mission. Tap yes to let me know, because I really want to know if you guys are in the right place. Yes, Leah, yes, Heather, yes, Lynn, yes, Hiba. To the core, something is pushing you. So it's not enough to have a job. It's not enough to just be out there, okay? Tap a yes for all of you that are feeling this. But the big problem is that we haven't been trained that we can be on a mission and make a living and make money, okay? And what really freaks me out is why haven't we fixed this already? We're going to the moon, people are going to the moon, and we haven't fixed the biggest challenge that exists out there. How each and every one of us can find our mission and work on our mission. Why haven't we fixed this? Why? Because we are wired, my beautiful friends. We're wired with the following. This is a part of the presentation I did in London and in New York the past week. We're fired with this. And tell me if this resonates with you. You have been trained to believe that life is hard. You have to start living when you retire. You can trust no one. Money is scarce. You live to suffer and pay your bills by doing something you don't like. There is no love, and men and women are beep, I don't know, whatever. So these are universal truths. I want to thank you. The masterclass is over, and let me ask you if you have any questions. No, this is me and my sarcasm, because my beautiful friend, all the above are lies. They're big fat lies, okay? All these are lies. And tap a yes if somewhere inside of you, you know that all these are lies, okay? Tap a yes if you know that these are lies. We haven't learned that we can make a difference and love our work. We haven't learned that we can trust our intuition. We haven't been trained to find the answers on the inside. We have been trained to go out there to millions of people and ask what the answers for ourselves are. We didn't learn that all the answers are within, okay? And I want to invite you in this new reality. This new reality is that you are creating your life. You know deep inside that all the tough times are happening for you and not against you. You handle the negative, in quotes, feelings with love. You just don't just shovel them down there, because you know that one day they will just burst out, come after you. And you enjoy every minute of your life, okay? This is the new reality. Tap yes if you want to enjoy this new reality. Tap yes in the comments. Yes, Heather, I understand. The first step is to know it in your brain, okay? And then we're going to work together and integrate it in your soul, okay? I promise this is something that we do so well in Global Academy of Coaching, in all of our programs, because it's not about saying yes to something, it's about really integrating it in your life. So yeah, get your yes, 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 yes. Would you like to feel centered even if everything falls apart? Would you like to be absolutely clear on what you desire? Would you like to be absolutely clear on how to create what you desire? Would you like to be happy, focused, and feel complete? Yes, of course, yes, yes, yes. I want to become a life coach and help others, but now this is your beautiful mind, all our minds, and another level for each and every one of us that start talking. They say, oh, I'm okay the way I am. Oh, I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I can handle everything, especially as women. We say this all the time. We can handle everything. I don't want to rock the boat. My life is fine. I can go through this. My dear friends, all this is ego talk, okay? Because all this ego talk, we're gonna end us like sick, fired, knowing deep inside of us that we need to do something else, divorced or not taking a divorce when it's important for us to take the divorce, and counting the days till retirement. And I don't even know if retirement even exists in our, in our years, but have you ever found yourself in one of these scenarios, or think that at some point you will end up in these scenarios? I know all the speakers before shared their stories, and actually they each and every one of them went through this. So let me know, have you ever found yourself in any of these scenarios, or believe you will find yourself? Yes, excellent, 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 excellent. Yeah. So what can we do now? What can we do now? I'm gonna share with you 3 secrets, okay? How we can change them. The secret number 1 is that everything we have learned is wrong. And it's so important that we shift this and we learn the truth. Everything we have learned is wrong, but it's not your fault. Okay, my beautiful friend, everything we've learned is wrong, but it's not your fault. But now that you know, you have to do something to change it. And you have the power to create everything you desire. This is the secret number 2. Okay, you have the power to create everything you desire. And Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. So everything that you have thought about, Albert Einstein says that you have already achieved it in another timeline, okay? You have the power to create everything you desire. Your desires are there for a reason. You matter. Your dreams are part of a greater picture, puzzle. And when you abandon your dreams, you abandon your part in the puzzle of humanity. So this is so important to realize that you are not by mistake thinking that you have to become a coach or you have to, develop your business. It's not a mistake. There is a reason. The universe has appointed this to you. Okay. Now, the secret number 3, this becomes easy when we make our thoughts work for us. Unfortunately, we haven't been trained to have our thoughts work for us, because in 80,000 thoughts that we do every day, science has shown that 75% are negative. Now, if 75% of our thoughts are negative, how on earth can we create the reality that we want? So we really need to rewire our brain towards that. We need to release fear, okay, and allow ourselves to dream as big as we want. Be clear on what we want from our future. Have faith no matter what's going on. Work towards our dreams and make our dreams a reality. Do you want this? Do you want to achieve this? Let me know in the comments. Do you want to do this? Allow yourself to dream as big as you want. Be clear on what you want in your future. Have faith no matter what. Work towards your dreams and make your dreams a reality. Let me know in the chat. Irina, you want to do this? Yeah, great. Let me know in the chat, always. Yes, excellent. But the thing is that while you achieve all this, thank you, Maya, you can become a role model for your family and your co-workers. You can lead by example, inspire others to become the best versions of themselves, be a leader and thrive. It's amazing what we can achieve while we become coaches, okay? Do you want this? Do you want to lead by example, be a role model, inspire others to become the best version of themselves? Do you want to thrive? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Tap a yes. Yes, excellent. Excellent. Great, great, great. So we can achieve this together, my beautiful friends. This is what we do in Global Academy of Coaching. We will share with you 2 ways that we can do this today. We can achieve this together with life coaching, okay? And your life would change once you just commit into doing something to take your life to the next level. So in Global Academy of Coaching, we have the Global Academy of Coaching Leadership Certification. Our goal is to develop you as a leader. Okay, many certifications out there teach you how to coach, and this is excellent. But in Global Academy of Coaching, it's so important for us that you develop yourself as well. You become a leader. You become someone that others start to get inspired by and admire. It's so very different from many certifications. So it's 12 months. There's a reason why it's 12 months, because you really need to integrate inside of you everything. It's not like those certifications that you can get certified in 5 days. My beautiful friends, it will be amazing if in 5 days we can learn something so deep and make the changes in us that are required to be a leader and a coach. But unfortunately, this is not possible. So it's very important to invest time if you want to do something correctly. But in Global Academy of Coaching, we start coaching from the first month. So our students start coaching, being a coach, and coaching others from the first month. Now we have many students and graduates who have started paying off their monthly tuition from the 4th month. And we have graduates also who had paid off the full certification by having paid clients on month 5. So I'm not saying that this is the mainstream case, but we had many coaches who actually did that. So it's so important to understand how hands-on this program is and how our students are actually, we support our students to go out there and build clients and start making money. You get trained on releasing your money-related limiting beliefs. As Caitlin said, it's a whole different way of seeing it. It's not about you, it's about saving your client. And this is the way that we train our students. Of course, it's International Coaching Federation accredited. It's so important for a certification to be ICF accredited because ICF has the highest standards and not many can cope with these standards. And the professors are at the level of master certified coaches on the 4% of coaches globally. There are only around 2,000 coaches MCC in the whole world. You start doing your niche, your specialization from month 8. You start doing your marketing, and all the training is online. You get trained to be able to coach people from all over the world. Also in Global Academy of Coaching, we have books that change lives. You start coaching, as I said, from the first month. You have a accountability partner, private community, and very limited enrollment. And once you book your complimentary session today, you will get one strategic coaching session once you're enrolled in GAC worth of 350 euros. You will find your uniqueness. It's a whole process worth of 380 euros, and you will do one strategic marketing session worth of 250 euros if you book your complimentary session today and you enroll in the certification. Now, let's see if this certification is for you, okay? Now, I would like you to tap yes in the chat. Do you want to be able to set life-changing goals and achieve them? Tap a yes in the chat if you want this. Do you love personal development, want to have the ability to coach and maintain a new mindset and help others? Tap a yes in the chat if you want this. Do you desire to see life from a different perspective? Tap a yes in the chat if you want this. Do you want to use coaching at home and raise independent children, or do coaching at work to help your colleagues become even better managers? And do you want to be with a like-minded group with other leaders focusing on growth and work on yourself? Let me know in the chat. Is what I'm describing to you something that you would like in your life? Excellent. Excellent. Great. Great. Don't send me a private message. Please write in the whole chat. Great. Great, Heather. Great, great, Lynn. Great, Natalie. Excellent, excellent. Now, Global Academy of Coaching is not for you if you're not willing to be honest about what you're thinking and feeling, if you don't commit to doing the work, if you're attached to a victim and scarcity narrative, this won't be a good place for you to grow. And if you tend towards negative comparison, competition, you aren't open to further growth, you hold an attitude of, I already know that, this is not the place for you, okay? So the Global Academy of Coaching certification is all about people who are coachable, resourceful, they want to grow, and they're looking forward to it. Now, take advantage of the special discount that we have today for the International Coaching Week with installments from as low as 450 euros per month. You can get the information, and I invite you to get all the bonuses as well if you're enrolled for this offer that we have today through the coaching session that you're going to do, a strategic life coaching session worth of 350 euros, the uniqueness game worth of 380 euros, and also the marketing session worth of 250 euros. Yes, of course, it's accredited by International Coaching Federation. Now, the most important thing, if you want to choose a coaching certification, is to be sure that the curriculum is challenging you. Why do I say this? You don't want to invest your time and money if something is not challenging you, if something is not growing to you. This is so important to know, okay? So make sure that the curriculum is challenging you. We are welcoming our students exclusively by interview, and you can take advantage now of the discount. Book your complimentary coaching session here. And I just want to tell you that 2023 is your compass for the next 7 years. And there was a question before that said, where do I see the coaching industry in 5 years? Now, to be honest, you shouldn't, care about where do I see the coaching industry. It's so important that when we talk with data. Okay, so I invite you all to check all the different industries, and how there's a prediction on each industry. And it's so interesting to see what's going on with the coaching industry. And they don't call it the coaching industry, it's the self-help. Okay, after the pandemic, there has been a huge need for support from people because people have realized that their mental health is as equal as the health of the body. Now, this is a mind-blowing concept because some years ago, just as Emilia said, we couldn't go out and say, oh, I'm having a mental health issue. They would go like, okay, stay at home for a week and then come back. But now we understand that it's equal. And actually, to be honest, for me, it's much more severe to have a mental health challenge than have a body challenge because everything starts from the mind, okay? So I would like to invite you and do your own research and see where the self-help industry is, because the self-help industry the past 5 years has boomed with an incredible figures, increase. By 20%, it's supposed to be one of the top 5 industries that are going to grow the next 10 years. Okay, together with AI, together with anything that has to do with online services. Now, in Global Academy of Coaching, we train you to work with clients from all over the world. And it's so important that you start thinking in that way. Start thinking globally. So, yeah, I want you to now to go within. Let me ground us for 1 minute. I would like you to go within. I would like you to just close your eyes for 2 seconds and think of the feeling you would like to feel every day. What is the one feeling you would like to feel every day? And please write it in the chat. Yes, beautiful. Yes, freedom, alive, peace, happiness, fulfillment, happy. Excellent. Inner harmony. Excellent. Excellent. Beautiful. Beautiful. So it's so important, fulfillment, to be clear with yourself. What do you want to be feeling? This is one of the exercises that we're doing in the plan. Now, this is another way that you can work with us in Global Academy of Coaching. This is the most affordable and short way you can work with us. I was challenged by my mentor some months ago, and he said, Jill, I want you, because all our programs were, had a big investment. And he said, Jill, I want you to put all your knowledge, all the knowledge that you have in a 4-week program. And I want you to charge nothing, so that it will be a no-brainer. People who don't buy it be really, not, it won't make sense that people won't buy it, because you will be having in there all the knowledge, skills, and abilities you've gathered the past 17 years. So my team can tell you that I was crying. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I cannot sell all my knowledge, with just not, price it, because I've worked so hard with the best teachers in the world. I've invested over 1 million on myself into being trained, and I keep, of course, being trained by the best in the world. So I cannot do it. But eventually, my mentor really persuaded me, and I created my beautiful friends, the plan. Okay, the plan is an incredible program. Why? Because it addresses to people who haven't done any coaching, but it also addresses to coaches, because it's the program that in 4 weeks you can create your dream life. Okay, you're going to be clear on where you are, be clear on what you desire, be clear on how you can achieve it, and actually have a plan to make it happen. Okay, so on week 1, we rewire our brain towards endless potential. On week 2, we release the past. On week 3, we work on abundance, and I have all the incredible tools that I've been gathering the past 17 years on how to shift our money towards money consciousness that has to be aligned with our heart and not feel greedy, but at the same time, make money and support other people take their lives to the next level. And on week 4, we gather everything and we have our life vision towards success. And all this is a self-paced program. You can do it in your own timing, and you can do it in 4 weeks. And actually at the end, you're going to have your life plan for the next year. And I'm going to take you through that incredible proven system that I've been working with thousands of clients for the past 2 decades from all over the world, okay? And it will give you results. At the end, you'll be so crystal clear, nothing will be able to throw you off. You'll be clear on where you are, you'll be clear on what you want, you'll rewire your brain, and you'll have a written plan with the next steps towards creating your desired life. Would you like to have a written plan with the next steps towards creating your desired life? Would you like to achieve this? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Would you like to achieve this? Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me know in the chat. Would you like to achieve this? Because this is a huge deal. In 4 weeks to actually achieve and have a written plan with the next steps, it's a very big deal. So I promise you that by the end of the 30 days, you will be clear on where you are, be clear on what you want, rewire your brain towards endless potential, have a written plan with your next steps towards creating your desired life. And this is going to be taking you to the next level. So the framework to build your future in 30 days, all the exercises and resources is valued at 300 euros, dollars. It's the same thing. If you book today, you will get 1 free coaching session worth of 100 euros. If you book today, you'll get this bonus on #1 bestseller, Create Love and How to Create Your Life, worth of $36. Total value of 436 euros. And this for today, all this for today, only for 29 euros. So this is an offer that we don't do again. This is only for today. This is only for you that have showed up. This is only for you that want to make a difference. It's the most affordable way that you can work with us. And it's going to be amazing if we have you with us. Now, let me know, what do you believe will happen in your life once you have a very clear plan of your life working with one of the best coaches in the world? What do you think will happen? Let me know in the chat. What do you believe it will happen when you have a very clear plan of your life working with one of the best coaches in the world. Great, great. Yes, yes, we'll be unstoppable. Focused manifestation. Yes, the offer is open to anyone, Heather. You can just get in, click the link, and then the conversion is going to happen in any, in any amount that is out there. So don't worry about this. Everything will be easier. Yes, Hiba, everything will be much easier. We'll go to the next level. Excellent, 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 excellent. So I want to ask you, do you want to commit to the best version of yourself? Write in the chat. Let me know. Are you here to commit? And why I'm doing this question, because it's so important that you write this and you share this with the universe, okay? Because then your brain, your reticular activating system will start working towards it. So the moment you tap that yes, your brain is going to say, oh, I really want to go and commit towards, becoming the best version of myself. How can I make this happen? Yes, Heather. Yes, Hiba. Yes, Amaya. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I invite you either to book the plan. Yes, Dana. I want you either to book the plan, which is a no-brainer. It's so important that you start doing something so small, invest. It's only to invest 2 hours per week from your time. Either book the strategic coaching session to see if we can work together in Global Academy of Coaching, one of the two, in order for you to actually take this to the next level. Excellent. Now we're going to open up. How would your life change? Now we can open up to questions. Okay. And Eva, we have Caitlin here. So if you want to address the one, and all of you, please write in the chat any questions you may have. So if you want to address one question, Eva, that has to do with Caitlin, that would be great.
Yes, I have the perfect question for Caitlin. How can a new coach differentiate themselves to build a strong client base? Oh, let me unmute Caitlin.
There we go. Wonderful. Okay. What a fun question. So when you're starting as a new coach, my first recommendation is going to get 3 case studies. So I want you to, they can be paid. That's obviously my preference, because when people pay, they show up differently than when they're getting it for free. But if you have to take 3 pro bono clients because you're just terrified and you don't know how to ask for money, that's fine. I will take 3 pro bono clients too. I just want you to get 3 case studies of transformation. So I want you to be able to tell that before and after story that I talked about as your homework assignment. And what you're going to be able to find is that you're going to start being able to triangulate the results that you create. So 1 person, you get some change for them. It might be a fluke. 2, we start seeing a pattern. But when you can have that 3rd person where you're like, oh my gosh, I finally see, I finally understand what makes them, right? Because it might be demographic. It might be that I work with women, or I work with men, or I work with executives, or I work with college educated people, or I work with athletes. So it might be a demographic differentiation, or it might be a psychographic. I work with people who have hit their burnout and they're facing overwhelm and burnout, and now they're ready to make a change. I work with high achievers. I work with, right? So there's either demographic or psychographic patterns that you're going to be looking for. And then the second thing that you're going to be looking for is, what is the pattern in their story, right? Where their before and their after story. And that's going to help you identify what makes you really unique. So if you're just getting started, that's going to be my recommendation. Do the before and after exercise as well as you can, just to start talking about understanding the work that you want to do in the world. And then I want you to go out there and I want you to do it for 3 people. Ideally, get them to pay you at least something. I don't care how little you charge the first time. Our rule is sell it thrice and sell it thrice and raise the price. So even if you're just taking 100 euros to work with somebody for a month, do that, right? It's just a way to get your foot in the door. Just get started and build those 3 case studies of transformation, and then figure out what makes me unique. Who do I work with? What results do they get? And how can I show up and be really articulate about this work that I do with other people? Hope that helps.
Awesome. Yeah.
Amazing. Caitlin, can we have you for one more question?
Of course, yes.
Okay, I'm putting it in the comments. I think this is related to building like probably your own course. So Jonicas is asking how to get customers for the beta launch without spending money out of pocket or working as a slave on content marketing.
Excellent question. I love it.
It is a really good question. So in our business school, we teach that there are 4 gears of marketing. So feel free to write these down and I can drop them in the chat. The first one is conversations. So if you're just getting started, the easiest, fastest way to get the hottest, most excited leads are going to be conversations. So this is direct outreach, activating your warm network, either asking people if they would like to work with you and experience you in a free session, or going out and asking if they would mind being a referral partner and sending you somebody who's interested in working with you. So that first gear is conversations. The second gear is content. So this is where you can start creating posts on Facebook or LinkedIn, but you don't have to be a slave to content marketing. There are 2 things in particular that I really want you to focus on. Number 1 is going to be breakthroughs. So sharing success stories that either you've experienced or your clients are experiencing so that you're building credibility and trust by sharing what's possible. And the second one is coaching moments. So as you are working with your clients and you're getting insights of your ideal clients, mind the conversation that they're having internally, you can interject yourself into their conversation. So if they're in this crazy headspace that they've, whatever their little monkey voices are, you can start creating content to coach them through that. And then at the end saying, hey, would you like to hop on a call? If this resonates with you, I'd love to work with you. And just do a really simple invitation. So that's the easy content. Eventually, you can start having YouTube channels and you can start hosting webinars and you can start doing training events. They're really not that difficult once you get past your ego, but that would be the second thing that you would want to do. The third one is collaborations. So this is when you start looking to get in front of other people's audiences. This is when you do telesummits. This is when you do podcast guesting. This is when you start creating lunch and learn opportunities for other organizations and doing joint venture partnerships. So how are you getting yourself in front of other people's audiences? And then the last one is clicks, just for the sake of alliteration. Unless you are already in multiple 6 figures, like you are bringing in about $400,000 to $500,000 a year, I do not recommend that you spend much money at all on advertising. You need to be having the conversations, creating the content and seeing who engages and doing the collaborations with people who already have warm networks. And then you will be clear on what you offer. You will be clear on your messaging and your positioning in the marketplace. And then you can start pouring money into Google and Facebook's pockets. But until then, you're not ready, so don't do it. So for those of you guys who are just getting started, my recommendation would be go out and just invite 10 people to experience the work with you. And then, like I said, if you want to do the challenge with Jill and I in August, we give you specific scripts and daily coaching and accountability to hold you for that month to help you do this outreach and these conversations in real time so that you don't have to do it on your own, because it can be really scary when you're trying to do this by yourself. But that would be the best way, is just to start by who do you know who either needs coaching or knows people who need coaching, and allow them to experience it firsthand.
Great. We'll invite them all to the masterclass we're going to do, Caitlin. So all of you will get an invitation and the masterclass that we're going to do with Caitlin, and you'll see you can join in. Awesome. Eva, what other questions we have? And all of you, you can write also in the chat any questions you may have. We have 10 more minutes.
Yeah, we have another question that is marketing related. So Rebecca asks, why is niching so important? And this is something we hear a lot coming also from coach students.
Yeah, Caitlin, you can start this and I will add too. Oh, unmute.
Thank you. So niching is important. Oh, this is such a fun question. The bottom line is niching is important if you want referrals. So you could serve everybody, but if I said, hey, can you refer me to everybody you know? Would you have any idea where to even begin? Like, no. So when you're starting to ask people to refer you, you want to have a very clear keyword that you own in their mind. So people talk about market share. I have this market share in the marketplace. This is the space that I own. I want you to think of mental share. I want you to own a slice of their brain. So for me, typically it's sales. When people think of the word sales, they think of Caitlin and they connect us, right? So if you hear somebody who needs help with their sales or building their sales teams, connect me to Caitlin. Great. So it's really easy to make referrals when you have a keyword that you're known for. So you can just be a life coach for everyone, but it becomes very difficult for your friends, your family members, those people who should be your sales force in the world, right? We don't usually sell to our friends and family, we sell through our friends and family. So you want your friends and family to be out there in the world listening for your keyword. So if anybody hears the word like moms, oh, I'm a life coach for moms. If mom's having a hard time, oh, you got to refer them to Ava or whoever is a mom coach, right? Or athletes, right? So Miriam is a performance coach for athletes. If I know of somebody who's an athlete or a coach, I know I need to send them to Miriam. So that's really why niching is important at this level that we're playing with. There's other reasons why niching is important on a bigger scale. But for now, you just want to know what are the keywords, like who do I work with and what is the pain point that they would be talking about in a conversation. So the first one is think of your keyword for your who. So it might be moms, it might be executives, it might be athletes, whatever the who is. So somebody can visualize who your ideal person is. And the second one is the what do you do? Who struggle with anxiety, who struggle with burnout, who struggle with depression, who whatever it is that so you need to pick a who and a what. And that for now is going to be good enough for your niche. And if you don't know, like I said, go back to your 3 case studies and figure out your who and your what. But the biggest thing is you want to own those 2 keywords in somebody else's mind so that when they find a mom with anxiety or an athlete with burnout, that they can immediately go, oh, I know exactly the right person to send you.
Yeah, it's beautiful what you shared. When you're first starting, and I share this with Global Academy of Coaching students, they're all like, oh, what niche? Because on the 8th month, we pick our niche. It's either executive coaching and mentoring or relationship coaching. They freak out, they're like, oh, I don't know what the niche. And I often say to them that it's so important to allow the universe to also show you what your niche is. So your clients are drawn to you for a reason. I'm going to share with you guys my story. I started and I wanted to be an entrepreneur's coach. And I was like so pumped up with entrepreneurship. And I started attending entrepreneurship meetings and I started having my first clients. Now, it turns out that I was really, really an amazing coach in entrepreneurship because my clients would have some massive results within the first 6 months. I even had a client that opened her business and made it profitable by 5 months, in 5 months, which, this is just absolutely crazy, especially during those times. Now, when my clients started having results in the business, they were all women and they would come, afterwards and they were like, Jill, hey, the business coaching. Now I want you to help me find my man. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I don't even know why they had chosen me. I had a good relationship, but, I wasn't like even having an amazing family, it was during those times that I wasn't even married but then this started happening and people would start and come to me. And I started, supporting women to find, their match, get married, have children. 4 of my clients have given birth to twins. I mean, what are the chances? It's incredible when you think about it. But I never went out and said that. I never went out and said I'm a relationship coach. I continued saying that I'm an entrepreneur's coach, which was very weird, for that time. But I felt that I shouldn't communicate that. And of course, that's not, smart, reasonable, or whatever. But that was what I was doing at that time. So I just want to tell you that the niche is amazing, for you to be clear in your niche. But sometimes the universe is going to just force upon you your niche. And this is absolutely cool. But it's so important, as Caitlin said, to have a niche so that people will know how to refer to you and you will know where to find your clients. Great. Yeah. Caitlin says that the only thing that is ever true unique is about, it's us. The most important thing that you can do to show up as your most authentic self. Excellent. Yeah, I completely agree. Great. Eva, I think we have time for one more.
I think one more question. And Patrick says there is a lot of noise around other courses, skills such as NLP. What are your thoughts and recommendations here for coaches with regards to CPD?
Certified professional. Okay. Now, all the other things are tools, are coaching tools. And people come and say, oh, I'm an NLP coach. No, you're not. Coaching is one thing. Coaching is powerful questions. Neuro-linguistic programming is a tool to do powerful questions. We have to be very, theta healing is a tool. All these are tools. Coaching is one. And you really need to invest the time, the effort, and the energy to learn coaching and actually learn how to do powerful questions, and then enrich yourself with all the other separate tools. It's so important that this is so clear in your head, because people come and say, oh, I'm a master NLP coach. Yeah, it's incredible. You're a master NLP coach. I'm a master coach. I've been doing this 17 years. You're a master NLP coach, and you've been doing, for 3 months NLP. No, you cannot be a master in something if you haven't actually done the hours, done the training, and actually really, really integrated in that. So my suggestion is that you find the best coaching school that really represents, and is what you feel your tribe is, you feel your family is. In Global Academy of Coaching, we say, welcome to the family, that you resonate with, and then do the coaching training, and then start adding tools like NLP and all those incredible hypnotherapy. Yeah, of course, you're never going to stop getting trained in coaching. You never. This is in the ICF Code of Ethics. But start with the right way, with the right food. Don't say that you're a coach if you have done, a 3-week or a weekend training, because it's not fair to you, and it's not fair to other people as well. Great. So I think we can wrap up. I really thank every single one of you. I would love if you write in the chat, what are you getting with you from this masterclass? Please write one sentence or one word. What are you getting with you from this masterclass? I really want to thank Scott, who was an incredible. Caitlin, thank you so much for being here. You're always such an inspiration. Thank you, Emilia. Your story was really, beautiful to share. And Eva, you're amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your story and the tools. So write in the chat, what are you getting with you? Practical tools and much inspiration. Excellent, Heather. So happy for this. Simone says inspiration. Beautiful. I was reminded how powerful this work is. So beautiful to be surrounded with you all. Yes, it was really, really, really beautiful. The courage to put myself out there. Yes, Lucy, congratulations. Great. I love this. And I hope that you got the plan, because the plan is really going to help you overcome this syndrome, the imposter syndrome, as we call it, because the plan is really going to support you to be very clear on what you want and how to get it. We're selling results to clients. Yes, we are selling results. You're not selling yourself, but yourself is the unique aspect of your business. Exactly what I asked for, knowledge. Excellent. So please write in the chat, what are you getting with you? This is so important for us to, to be accountable to the universe on how we can take it to the next level. Motivational coaching. Excellent. Great, great, great. Excellent. And Caitlin writes her email, so you can, guys, check it out. Also the website. Inspiration and motivation. Thank you, Maya. Excellent. So write in the chat. I send a very big hug to all of you. You're amazing. It's incredible that we celebrated International Coaching Week from 4 continents. Thank you for a dynamic and rich session. Thank you, Heather. Let's take a picture. So if you're decent, you're dressed, please open your camera so that we take a beautiful picture. Keep coming with keep sharing what you're getting with you. Let me remove the spotlight. Yeah, Lida, you're here. Judy. Yes, hi, Heather. Great. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Leona. Hi, Amaya. Great. Thank you for your help and support. Great, Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Great. Great. So let's take a picture. Yeah. Great. Eva, we're good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. You'll receive the recording. I'm looking forward. I saw many of you have enrolled in the plan. We're looking forward to supporting you here in Global Academy of Coaching to take your lives to the next level. And we're next to you. Have a great one. Thank you all.